So I know we all been waiting for the JFK files to be released, the full thing at least. But I believe they'll never do it because of that information will wake everybody up to the harsh truth. When people find out this truth, they will realize that Donald Trump is literally finishing up his plans. But check this old video out that goes in more detail of what happened, and also an older video I made some years ago, and it should make sense to y'all right now.
A declassified memo from President Kennedy demands that the CIA share its UFO intelligence with NASA.
This letter is dated 10 days before the assassination. Is there a connection?
Could the explosive letter help solve one of the most shocking murders in history?
I mean, this document is absolutely sensational.
Were Kennedy's probes with the CIA about UFOs cause for alarm or even possibly assassination?
November 22nd, 1963, 12:30 p.m. Shots ring out across Dealey Plaza in Dallas, ending the life of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy and sending a nation into mourning.
The JFK assassination is one of the most controversial and polarizing cases in American history. It's a decades-old question. Who killed JFK and why?
The President of the United States is dead.
Over the last 50 years, there have been numerous theories about Kennedy's death. David Marwell headed a review of classified records relating to the assassination.
After the assassination, there were a number of official inquiries that were charged with determining exactly what happened to the president.
In 1964, the Warren Commission, the official government investigation into Kennedy's assassination, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald was responsible for the president's death. But many believe there are numerous inconsistencies with the lone gunman theory.
It was a crime that was witnessed by hundreds of people, and it's only natural that their observations would differ.
Many people believe that JFK had made powerful enemies, even the CIA, and that they were responsible for his assassination.
Conspiracy theories linking the CIA to Kennedy's death are well documented. But in 2010, a sensational declassified government memo emerged that some thought provided new possible motives for the agency's involvement in the assassination. A document written by JFK himself.
10 days before JFK was assassinated, he had drafted a letter to the CIA requesting all UFO documents to be released to him.
In the letter, the president also orders the agency to share their secret UFO files with NASA.
It says to the CIA, you will share this information about these unknowns, which means UFOs. You'll share this so that NASA's mission directors will be assisted in undertaking their defensive responsibilities.
The date of the letter is intriguing.
You've got to wonder if there's a correlation in this short time period between the letter being sent and the assassination.
Following the Roswell incident, where an extraterrestrial craft allegedly crashed in New Mexico, the CIA set up a covert group to monitor UFO activity in the US and abroad. Over the following years, it documented and cataloged thousands of sightings.
All of a sudden, they're being requested to give over all those documents to President Kennedy.
I mean, this document is absolutely sensational because when you start talking about sharing information with other agencies, that's the one thing the CIA never liked to do.
Now we have to ask the questions. Were Kennedy's probes with the CIA about UFOs cause for alarm or even possibly assassination?
This suggestion is unconvincing. But to the CIA, Kennedy's letter may also contain a second, greater threat.
This document also goes on to talk about a program of cooperation with the Soviet Union in space. It essentially instructs the CIA to initiate a data-sharing program with the Soviet Union.
The request follows a speech Kennedy gave at the UN, where he even suggests that he will collaborate with the Russians on the biggest prize in space, a manned mission to the moon.
In the field of space, there is room for new cooperation.
Kennedy was actually interested in starting up a joint program between the Soviets and the U.S. to combine our efforts to try and get to the lunar surface.
I include among these possibilities a joint expedition to the moon.
Some authors and historians suggest that the CIA was infuriated by Kennedy's repeated attempts to cooperate with America's Cold War enemy.
This is a period of extreme tension between the superpowers. The theory was that he was killed by the CIA, who feared that he was going soft on the Soviet threat.
The revelations in the 2010 JFK memo spark a media frenzy. They appear to provide crucial new evidence for the most controversial murder investigation of the 20th century.
Is the letter emotive? Is this a smoking gun?
Since the letter was discovered, some have claimed it is a fake. Image analyst Mark D'Antonio assesses its authenticity.
Usually we might expect to see top secret down at the bottom in a big stenciled outline or a stamp. The director's name and the top heading are not in the same place as in his other letters. There are discrepancies, that's true. But that doesn't mean it's a fake.
David Marwell questions why only one copy of the letter has been provided for investigators.
The document looks like a copy. It looks like a carbon copy. So it begs the question where the original is and also why the top has been redacted. Documents do not exist on their own.
In 2017, the CIA will release thousands of classified files relating to JFK's death. Perhaps they contain the original letter and will shed more light onto who was behind the assassination. Until then, debate will continue to rage about exactly what happened on that fateful day in Dallas in November 1963.
Yo, I'm about to show you a clip that got JFK assassinated. He was literally warning us about this very plan that's happening right now. He made this speech because he found out about the Rothschild's banking system. Also, he wanted to know why the Elohim was here, which is the Greys. If you watch my content, you basically know that they helped take over mankind. And at the end of the video, notice how the way he says man be free and independent, because he's talking about us, because they enslaved mankind by doing exactly what he said they was going to do. So just think about this speech being that long ago, and he basically explained everything to the T. That was his warning to us all, specifically talking to the media, because he knew that the plan could not work unless everybody got brainwashed by the media, son.
And a third secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. But I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.